Alright. Picking up where the previous one just crashed.
The funny helmets. I saw a picture when I was a kid.
Do synths even know the rules of baseball?
No, please. I'm not. Just let me. No!
Just answer the questions, and only the questions. Congratulations, you made it onto a baseball team. Which position do you prefer?
Catcher.
Bullshit. I jumped. Fuck
I'm beginning to enjoy this.
There we go. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Is it just me? Or is this too easy?
Oh, that's barred from the other side.
That's more like it. This has to be a joke.
Get behind something.
Grab the lighter. Yes, I could just shoot, but using VATS is a lot more fun at times.
Alrighty. Now we're having
Goodbye.
This is gonna be a piece of cake.
Oh, he's dead. Got the butt for this. Sweet. We're going on a trip through the tunnels of a sewer. Wrong way. There we go. Alright, cool beans. That's opened up. I'm not trying to electrocute you yet.
And here you are. My life's work on the verge of ruin, all because of your efforts to find Stockton's supposed daughter. You do know she's most likely a synth, yes? If you are more than a hired gun, perhaps we can stop this before it's too late.
I'll give you a fair hearing.
How considerate. What would you do if your family was destroyed by a synth right in front of you when you were but a child? Would you roll over and accept it? Or would you do something about it?
I wouldn't be a bitch.
Believe me, I've been there. But I haven't resorted to torturing innocents.
Casualties are inevitable. It may not look like it, but we're at war. As long as the Institute walks invisibly amongst us, they strike without warning and control us from the shadows. I've dedicated my life to devising a test to detect these hidden synths, to root them out so they can be extinguished. Isn't that a goal worth fighting for?
A war? Really? Is it that bad?
Hundreds of kidnappings over the years. Ask the survivors if it's really that bad. And there are so many other tragedies that may be their responsibility as well.
You can't seriously want to kill all the synths.
We most certainly do. But we have to find them first. A living synth is indistinguishable from a human by any medical test yet devised. But it turns out psychology can...
Yes, there's also something called using a fucking magnet.
detect a difference. Enter the safe test. The test is in its infancy, but through sacrifice and perseverance, our success rate is improving.
And the safe test works?
Oh, yes. Autopsies confirm the test is getting more accurate. There's something in the questions which provokes a response from synth, but the exact trigger is elusive. The margin of error is admittedly high, 4 or 5 false positives per synth. But one day, we hope to get it to 1 or 2 false positives.
But your methods are barbaric. It's torture.
To improve the safe test, intense psychological pressure must be applied to our test subjects. It is distasteful, but necessary. Covenant is many things. A refuge for the broken people left in the wake of the Institute's rampages. A place of safety and healing. But most importantly, it is our one chance to end this age of paranoia. I will make you a deal. If you let me dispose of Stockton's synth and continue our work, I'll match whatever reward you were offered.
Don't kill the girl. Spare her.
Impossible. The odds are too great she's an Institute infiltrator. Even if she is an unfortunate victim in this war, sparing her can compromise everything.
Wait. Covenant's a refuge?
Over the years, we've recruited like-minded individuals. All of our lives shattered by the Institute. Covenant is primarily about administering and refining the safe test. But some consider the humanitarian side equally as important. If you destroy what's left here, their lives will be upended again.
Sorry.
Nope.
Then you'll just have to kill me.
Okay. Works for me.
Don't leave anything behind that might be useful.
Bye.
Please don't hurt me.
What happened to you?
The men. They dragged me away, always with the needles, questions, and the pain. Stupid, stupid questions over and over. I'm Amelia Stockton. I'm not a synth.
How can I be sure?
Please, you have to believe me. My father, Old Man Stockton, he will...
Why did it zoom in on her face like that? Find Old Man Stockton. Sure. I can't pick this.
Hey.
Yeah?
Okay,
Go check that out.
do what you do best. I should probably find a way to deactivate that.
This one might be rough. Don't get your hopes
Goodness,
up.
Hey there.
I'm never ever coming back here.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Thank you ever
Quick
so much.
save. Just because I'm curious.
Damn! This lock's pissing me off.
She was a synth.
Shite. Almost had it that time. Got it.
But nonetheless speaking.
Shite. Almost had it that time.
I thought I'd never get out of there.
Ah, so close. Guess I'm getting rusty. Damn! This lock's pissing me off. I got it. You can thank me any time now.
Hey there.
I thought I'd never get out of there.
But anyway, how's everybody's day going? Find old man Stockman.
End of the line!
Oh, I forgot Old Man Stockman's at Bunker Hill.
You there. Caravan or raider?
I'm here on my own.
Freelance, huh? Alright. Come on in, but no gunfire. Market's open. You can do as much trading as you like.
Protect something. We need to find out what it is.
Anyone with half a brain knows that it's a synth refugee place.
I'm half tempted to join the
And
railroad.
for those who don't, I'm sorry for spoiling.
I don't know. People gotta do something, Dad.
When did you start to care about synths?
It's not that. The railroad is the only one standing up to the Institute. So Gary's wife,
There
kidnapped.
you are.
That settlement
You're
Lucas
the
Miller
one
was talking
who
about,
rescued my
wiped out.
Amelia. From what she told me, it sounds just...
Uh-huh. Well, she's safe now.
Here's your amply deserved reward. I had hired a mercenary to do the job. Clearly, I should have hired you instead, eh? Thank you.
I mean, technically, the mission named Human Error. Kind of a smart decision. But at the same time, technically she's a synth. Or not technically, but she is.
You. Talk some sense into my numbskull son. Getting involved with the railroad is just trouble.
It's always good to help people.
People? There's no people about it. They're goddamn synths.
All I do here is help crusty old caravan hands, no offense, go blind off rot gut. At least the railroad's fighting the Institute. And why not save sins?
Might as well go off and join the Death Claw Preservation Society.
That's not even a thing.
I wouldn't mind getting some service here.
Where are my manners? If you want a drink, talk to me. Need a bed? Well, hit up Numbskull over there.
Cool beans. Oh, we got Bunker Hill unlocked. That's a plus. Caravan worker. Nope, not stealing. Everything else is sealed up. And there's our bunker. Oh.
Carla.
Oh, hi,
Hey
Carla.
Trading?
Fuck, I didn't even
Sure.
realize
Let's
she
take a
was
look.
here.
Yeah, keep your shirt on.
That's Kate's line. Aluminum. Ooh, pardon. Adhesive. Gears and such. Microscope. Pocket watch. More aluminum. Telephone. Grab the typewriter. Alright, cool beans. I will take the addictol. I'll take some buff out. And some stim packs. Okay, first and foremost, do I have anything that fires 45? Nope, that's my alien blaster. That's melee, that's flame fuel, that's 308, that's fusion cells. Shotgun shells, frag grenades, or not really frag grenades, but frags. More cells. The piggy bank. Missiles, more cells, 10mm, 44. Okay. No. So, yeah. So, 45 I can sell. 38 I also can sell. Oh, I almost clicked reset by accident.
Why bother with that? You opening a museum or something?
Kate, stop bitching at me.
Good. We can finally have a moment to ourselves.
Hey,
Yeah? Well, hey there, handsome.
I need you to get out of your power armor.
You got it?
I did not mean to do that.
Need something? No problem.
That was my mistake. Alright. Cool.
Excuse me.
You there. We need to have a conversation.
If I see one more ghoul... Okay, let's hear it.
I'm always looking for people who know how to handle. From what I hear,
I don't mind danger, so long as I get paid well enough.
you will be well paid. I can promise you that. By the way, I'm Edward Deegan. You'll mostly be working for me, but you'll need to talk to my boss first. His name is Jack. Come down to Cabot House.
How old is my first time on your stream?
Oh, hello there, friend. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Alright, let's see. We've got Pridwin. No, I need to go grab the railroad, which is over here some freaking where. I keep forgetting. It's like in this general area.
I'm not that far into the story, so you might need to explain what's going on right now. I've only gotten to halfway through the min.
Okay, so you've sided with the Minutemen. Okay, yeah, no. So, you're all good, my friend. I promise you, you're fine. So, basically, what I'm doing currently is I'm just unlocking the factions. There's 4 factions. Minutemen being the first one that you encounter with Preston. Second one being Paladin Dance and the Brotherhood of Steel. You can find those at Cambridge Police Station. If you haven't found the man who killed your wife yet. The third one is the Railroad, who are basically a group of people who want to free synths from Institute control. And the fourth and final ones are the Institute themselves. And this stream is mostly just me going to unlock the 4 factions. Or the factions I haven't already unlocked.
Do you know the best way to get a ton of bullets? I'm trying to get through the story, but I just can't get enough bullets and I always die.
Best way to get a ton of bullets. I'm trying to get through the story, but I just can't get enough bullets, and I'm always dying because I run out of bullets. Genuinely speaking, there are a few settlement areas that you can buy ammunition from in addition to camps, or not camps, to caravans you can find. So like a good primary one, Diamond City is an obvious. You've got 3 merchants there, 2 of which sell ammunition. You've also got Volt 81 just up the road from Diamond City. They're one of their merchants sells all kinds of things, including weapons and ammunition. You've also got Bunker Hill, which during the daytime has about 5 or 6 different traders inside that you can trade with. You've also got Good Neighbor, which has an Assaultatron, which is a type 1 of the mini robots that you can find in the game. Her name's Cleo. She's the weapons seller, and as soon as you enter Good Neighbor, she's straight in front of you. She sells a lot of ammunition and a lot of high-grade weapons. If we're going faction-wise as well, the Brotherhood of Steel, massive firepower. They have all kinds of different weapons. Their signatures are usually the laser pistols. So if you prefer using laser-based weapons, they're going to be your go-to. The same goes for the Institute, which is, though I haven't unlocked it yet, it's right here. It's underground. You have to play through the mission to unlock them, or play through the story to unlock them, I should say. On top of that, once you get the Minutemen, meaning primarily Preston, out, once you start doing their missions, you will end up coming, I believe, it's either here, or I think it's right here, actually, is where you'll end up going for the Minutemen missions. And once you clear out most of the enemies here, that's where you'll be able to get a nice bit of laser ammunition, laser muskets, that sort of stuff, because that's what the Minutemen use. And as for the railroad has...
How do you get laser weapons? I don't know how at all.
Oh, that's fine. So you can find laser weapons pretty much anywhere, either by killing enemies that have them, like the synth, like certain, not certain, like any synth really. All synths have laser weapons. You can also get them from some super mutants, because some super mutants do use laser-based weapons. On top of that, you can buy them from a lot of places. I'm pretty sure either Armando or the other, or whatever the crazy girl's name is who hates synths with a burning passion. She also, I'm like 90% sure, sells laser-based weapons. The Brotherhood of Steel, you can buy them from their weapons master, Proctor Teagan, or they actually give you some. Like once you do Cambridge Police Station, Paladin Dance will have you go over here to ArcJet Systems, and once you complete the mission with him, he'll actually give you a legendary laser weapon. And it's one of the unique ones. It's not like a random one you'll find. It's one of the actual unique weapons of the game that he'll give you. The Institute, once you unlock them, there's a vendor in there that actually sells a legendary either laser weapon or plasma weapon, I forget. But it's called Experiment 18, and it's honestly one of the better weapons in the game, in my opinion at least. There's a lot of ways to get laser-based weapons. Heck, I think even over here at the Drumlin Diner with Trudy, I think even she sells a laser weapon.
I don't know what any of these places are at all. I've only played like an hour or two of the main story, so I don't know what's what Black.
Oh, no, you're fine, you're fine. That's why I'm doing the best I can to kind of be as in-depth in detail as I can. And kind of showing you the markers of where they are. Like, the Pridwins won't be here until after you reach, until after you find your wife's killer. So before you do that, I would recommend heading over here to this area and going to the Cambridge police station. Once you get close to it, you will get a radio signal that shows up in your radio area. That will basically be a pre-recorded message on loop with the Brotherhood soldiers asking for help. All you have to do is go there, kill some ghouls, and you can join up with Paladin Dance. He'll ask you, you know, what are you doing? All this and that. And if your charisma's high enough, you can also get information from him. Which is why whenever it comes to doing stats, you always want to choose carefully. Like me personally, I always start with my charisma maxed out, because not only does it give you the best chance at succeeding in dialogues, it also automatically makes the price of things a lot easier. Now granted, there are still going to be some items, weapons, armors, and things of the sort that are going to be expensive, but having your charisma maxed out helps to lower the prices a little bit. On top of Cap Collector, which also helps with lowering the prices and making them better, and let me rephrase. It makes the buying price from vendors lower and the selling price from things that you sell them higher. So it kind of helps you out in both regards. The same can also be said for local leader.
I just put it at 0, then put perception at 10 so I can do that well.
I understand. Yeah, I mean that's fair. Perception is useful for VATS. But typically, I mean, yes, VATS is very useful. If you're going based off of like experience builds, like you want to level up a lot faster, then you want to do intelligence and perception. If you want to do like gaining, or if you want to also do like an XP build as well, you can do intelligence and charisma and perception. Because what happens is intelligence, regardless, gives you more experience. The higher your intelligence and the better your charisma, the better in dialogue you're going to be, and the better persuading during dialogue you're going to be. Which means that when you persuade an NPC in-game, you get more XP from rolling that perception check, or that charisma check. And you'll also get more experience from getting kills with your guns, which is what VATS is helpful with. Endurance.
My character's name is Gunman.
Oh, that's actually one of the better names I've heard. Some people make their names really ridiculous. I mean, everyone names their names differently. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's definitely one of the better names. If you're also doing a VATS build, you want to do perception and agility and luck, because perception makes your shots more accurate, agility gives you more action points and makes it easier for you to land your shots. And on top of that, luck also helps with your critical hits, which includes critical hits in VATS. it all just comes down to how you want to build your character. I mean, ultimately speaking, you can reach the level where you have all 7 of these maxed out. It just depends on how you want to start your game off. Me, I usually enjoy charisma with high endurance, but you can customize it however you want to play. Like I mentioned, intelligence, charisma, and perception, perfect trio right there. Perception, endurance, and agility, it's a perfect trio right there, along with perception, agility, and luck is also a really good trio. Strength overall just affects your melee damage and your carry weight, so if you don't plan on carrying much, you can save strength for the later game. However, I would recommend upgrading it a little bit here and there to at least get it to where you can upgrade armor and you have blacksmith. If you go off of that as well, then intelligence is also another good one because that gives you access to gun nut, hacker, and science. Science is what you want, especially when using laser-based weapons. I mean, because that's how you upgrade your weapons. And to upgrade your weapons, you need lots and lots of scrap. Gotta go back this way. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can play this game.
Harold is my first time on your stream. Skipping some comments. How do you get laser weapons? I don't know how at all. I don't know what any of these places are at all. I've only played like an hour or 2 of the main story, so I don't know what's what flag. I just put it at 0, then put perception at 10, so I can do that well. My character's name is Gunman. Okay. How do you get rid of rats easily? Cause like I'm stuck on like half health and I have no rat away, so what should I do?
Okay, so there are 2 ways to get rid of rads in game. So there are 2 ways to get rid of rads in game, and 1 way to help prevent it. You have Rad X, which helps your resistance against radiation. You also have Radaway, which helps remove radiation. The only other way to remove radiation is by finding a doctor. There is one in Diamond City who can remove rads. There's also one in Vault 81. I believe there's one in Bunker Hill. You also have the one with the Brotherhood of Steel. There's one at the Institutes. And there's one at the Railroad. The Minutemen don't really have a doctor, but any major settlement like Diamond City or Covenant, which is right up here, will have a doctor. It really stinks because there's only 2 ways to remove radiation, but it also makes sense at the same time. On top of that,
how important is it to go to Diamond City?
Very. So Diamond City is actually where you need to go to progress through your story. Because once you get to Diamond City, that's how you're going to be able to find... Hold on. There it is. Okay, so once you get to Diamond City, you're going to want to kind of head north over here, and you're going to find this place called Swan's Pond. and you're going to have to go into this little train station or the subway station right next to Swan's Pond. The reason for that being is because the guy that you need to help you progress through the story, he's underground in that subway station, locked inside of a vault by a group of mobsters. So you have to go to Diamond City to go to his detective agency. Once you get to his agency, his assistant will tell you that he's no longer there. He hasn't been there for a while. You'll have to persuade her to give you the information so that you can go save him. Once you save him, either by speaking to her or just by wandering that direction, you'll end up heading back to Diamond City, where he will begin helping you unravel the mystery of who is the one that killed your wife. Or your husband, if you play as the female. It balances around. So if you choose the male, he kills your wife. If you choose the female, he kills your husband. Either way. But regardless speaking, yeah. So going to Diamond City is actually a necessary part of the game in order to progress through the main story. Because you end up having to go to Diamond City regardless of how you play through the main campaign. You always end up going to Diamond City. Plus, also, the traders there have good loot and items that you can get off them, especially like ammunition, which you were talking about earlier. And the best way for that is...
How long is the Minutemen quest line before you have to go to Diamond City?
The Minutemen quest line does not send you to Diamond City at any point in time. The Minutemen quest line, all they do is they go around helping settlements, Country Crossing, Finch Farm, Greentop Nursery, Ten Pines Bluff. You've got Oberlin Station over here. There's some other ones down here.
Yeah, I mean, like, so many buttons are there before you just have to do different missions.
Oh, how many missions are there before you have to? I mean, technically speaking, infinite, because even after you claim all the settlements for the Minutemen, you're still gonna get side missions from them. And not to mention, the Minutemen is, and this is my opinion, is one of the weaker alliances you can work with in game in terms of progressing through the story. Yes, Sturges and them, they're helpful, they're good people, but by no means are they the best. In my honest opinion, if you want firepower or heavy technology, you want to go with the Brotherhood, especially considering not just their firepower, but their technological advancements, which granted are nowhere near as much as the Institute, but nonetheless.
From what I've heard, I just want to do the most morally right one first, so that's why I'm doing the Minutemen.
Oh, no, by all means, I have absolutely no problem with that. And that's actually another thing too, is much like the Minutemen, the other morally right option, if you want to do as well, is also the Railroad. The Brotherhood, does not like the Railroad, and they hate the Institute. The Brotherhood wants to kill the Institute and claim the tech from them because they fear that the Institute is too powerful and that they could destroy humanity with their creations, especially the synths. The Railroad wants to free all synths. Primarily speaking, the synths that are disguised
Yeah,
as
I actually
humans.
watched the video and decided that the Railroad was the least morally right one.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. They do want to save the humanoid synths. I understand it's not the most moral. It's probably not the most morally right to some people, but it's fair. The Institute, also, in my opinion, them wanting to better help humanity as a whole, with their technological advancements, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. What am I dealing with again? Oh yeah, mongrels. Oh, hello, ghouls.
Sorry, I decided that the real world was the least morally right one is because in that video they mentioned mind wiping.
Oh, yeah, so what they mean by mind wiping is when they rescue synths from the Institutes, they help wipe their memories and give them a whole new set of memories so that they can live their lives as human beings. They don't do anything against humans. They only help the synths. So synths that are like coursers, which I know means nothing to you yet, synths like those that can blend in with humans, they help those kinds of synths to escape from the Institute. And they wipe their memories from the Institute, and they give them a whole new set of memories, which then lets them go out into the world and be human, so that they're not bound to the Institute by the Institute's strings, as they call it.
No, I just felt like morally wiping their mind is like destroying them. You're just killing the sense and making that in reprogram.
Trust me, I completely agree. It does have its morally wrong standpoint. It does. I completely agree. I can't even make a real counter statement against it. But in my opinion, it's best to, at the very least, complete the game with each faction. At least once. And then once you complete the game with each faction at least once, from there, if you wish to continue replaying the game, you can come up with, or you can choose whichever faction.
Do the actual people in the factions respond, or can you just do like a run where you destroy everyone?
No. No. Once you kill someone in a faction, the only way to bring them back is to reload the game to a previous save point before you kill them. But also, doing that, killing them at least, will make that faction a permanent enemy to you. Now, if you want to do a playthrough where you run around and just kill every faction, sure, you can do that. But you won't be able to beat the game. You won't be able to... Well, that's not necessarily true. Because you can make it to where you kill them after you get to the Institute, but you still won't be able to complete the main quest of the main quest line of the game by killing everyone, because there has to be at least one faction left alive who can ensure protection across the Commonwealth. That's the whole premise of the game, basically, is based off of your actions and your decisions, your choices on who to side with throughout the game. That determines who's going to be the ones who join with you to help you protect the Commonwealth.
The Institute?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. The Institute is one of the 4 factions. It's the Minutemen, the Institute, the Railroad, and the Brotherhood. Those are the 4 factions in-game. Now, there is a DLC faction that you can get access to, but the only thing about that is that faction, I don't know, personally speaking, if you can use them to complete the main storyline. I genuinely don't know. The other thing about that is the other 4 factions will hate you for siding with them, for siding with that DLC faction. And the reason I say that is because the DLC faction is a group, or not really a group, it's actually 3 groups of raiders all working together, somewhat speaking. Yes, there's a DLC where you can actually rule over a cluster of raiders. It's called the Nuka World DLC.
Just getting warmed up over here.
But personally, especially since it's your first time playing through the game, I would honestly say just play how you want to play. Relatively speaking, like you asked.
I already saw the DLC on the PlayStation Store and I saw it was like Nickelodeon, but I didn't know there were raiders there doing that. ITH.
Oh, no. So, you have the Far Harbor DLC, which is up here. You have the Automaton DLC, which is within the Commonwealth. And you have the Nuka World DLC, which is over here somewhere. And the Nuka World DLC, you have a whole cluster of raiders. It's actually a trio of raiders that once you kill their boss, you either, and I say either because you have a choice, you can either work, you can either clear out Nuka World to make it your raiders' home, and the more you clear out, the more loyal each faction will become to you. But it depends on which factions you choose. One only cares about murder. One only cares about making caps. And the third one, well, the third one's just a group of fucking morons. Pardon my language. But they're just a group of morons. Or you can kill the raiders, and then on top of that, clear out Nuka World, so you can make it a safe haven for traders. Those are the really only two options when it comes to Nuka World. Automaton is honestly probably my favorite of the three, because it allows you to basically build your own robots. That's all I really have to say.
Can you just have it as a workbench and have it for like the Minutemen?
Are you talking about Nuka World? No, Nuka World is a whole map. It is a whole, like, it's its own separate map. I've never really tried sending one of the main factions from the main game to Nuka World, but I mean, you could try? There is, I should say, there is one place in Nuka World that does have a workbench that you can make into a settlement, but you can only unlock it after you beat the Nuka World DLC. And the reason I say that is because you have to turn the power back on for Nuka World. And the only way to do that is by clearing out all 5 sectors of Nuka World, and whichever raider group you show no favor to will end up betraying you, and once you kill them and their boss, you can get the key to restart Nuka World and power it up. Or you can kill all the raiders in Nuka World, clear out all of Nuka World, and then somewhere along the line you get the key. After you clear everything out, you get the key to turn the power back on and go do that. I don't really remember that second half. I remember the first half because I've played through Nuka World like 17 different times. So, but yeah, no, in terms of sending a faction from the main game to over there to Nuka World, I have no idea. I've never actually tried that. If that helps answer your question at all. And the same can be said for Far Harbor, because pardon me. The thing about Far Harbor 2 also is, and this is my personal opinion, because it also offers the best dialogue. Once you get to Diamond City and you unlock the detective as your companion, take him to Far Harbor. Because Far Harbor is the short story is the detective, he has the best dialogue in Far Harbor, to say the least. Okay, so I wasn't off. I wasn't that far off with my marker. But yeah, so this is actually another thing, is I can actually show you, if you ever decide to do the railroad, this is going to show you how to get to their place. I mean, there is a whole like pathway you can follow and everything, but I know where the location of this place is, so. 50% more damage to ghouls. See? Like, random legendary laser weapon you can get off a legendary enemy. Just kind of show that off. Shoot. I did not mean to do that.
What are the different types of guns, pros and cons?
Oh, I could make an entire stream off of that. So, let me, hold on. First, let me go back inside. Okay. There are a lot of different types of weapons in game. Are you talking about guns, or are you talking about melee weapons? For starters. Technically 3, if you include the alien blaster that you can find once you hit level 20. If you include that one, then there's 3 types of laser weapons. But that one is also a part of the game. It's not DLC or anything. Just once you hit level 20, that's a weapon that you can get. It's an alien pistol. But excluding that one is like, this is the standard.
The Streamlabs on my eyes, I didn't hear a single thing you just said.
No, you're fine, So, there's 2 types of laser weapons. On a technicality standpoint, there are 3. This is the first, which is the standard issue, or not really standard, but this is what the Brotherhood of Steel utilizes as their laser weapons. It's this gun right here. Okay.
I'm not like there is a normal guns and then there's a laser guns under the melee weapons. Like, what are the pros and cons of that stuff?
Oh, no, that's what I'm getting to. Yeah, so the pros to laser weapons, is some of them can disintegrate or not some of them, every shot you fire from a laser weapon has a chance to disintegrate your enemy. Which basically means there's no body, it's a pile of ashes. Yes, you can still loot from the pile of ashes. The pros to laser weapons is that they're widely, for the most part, adjustable. By that I mean you can have it where they're either automatic fire, like say a Tommy gun or an Uzi. You can or an assault rifle. You can have it to where they're automatic firing, where you just hold down the trigger and they fire until the magazine's empty. Or, I say or you can also have it set up to where it's a sniper rifle, which means single shot, long range, dome an enemy from 200 meters away, or 300 or whatever. Yeah. The cons to them are, I mean, there's not many cons to them, other than the fact that the overall damage to them doesn't get super high. At least for this issue of laser weapons. Now, this one, ignore the paint job, this one is an Institute laser weapon. These are like the Brotherhood, can be upgraded very easily. Regardless, you do need, and I cannot stress this enough, you absolutely need to upgrade your science. Science is a must for using laser weapons, because what that lets you do is that's what's going to allow you to upgrade your laser weapons. Now, the thing about Institute weapons is, in my opinion at least, though they are not as widely accessible as the Brotherhood of Steel's variant, like this one, the Institute's variant, this one, though they are bigger and a little bulkier, they provide more firepower. They have a higher damage ratio, in my opinion, or not really in my opinion, but in my experience. And much like the Brotherhood style ones, you can make it to where they're snipers, which is what I have this one designed as. You can also make it to where it's an automatic version, which, like I said, assault rifles, Uzis, Tommy guns, all that. The only thing about it, regardless, is that you don't want too many of the same type of weapon. By that I mean you don't want too many laser weapons that utilize the same ammunition. Because what that does is that's going to deplete your ammunition a whole lot faster than if you just had one laser weapon. Now, rifles, there's a wide variety. This is a hunting rifle, which I turned into a sniper. The snipers only really good for stealth operations. So, like, if you're trying to pick enemies off from a distance, out in the open world, you might want to use a sniper, or
at least don't use fusion cores.
Yeah. This is a Creation Club weapon which fires, whatchamacallit, a custom version of grenade. I mean, there's a lot. This weapon that I'm carrying right here is a heavier version of the Flamer, which is a flamethrower. Pros to it, this thing, it lobs fireballs. which is good for just absolutely decking enemies that are a couple feet in front of me. It also can stun them for a few seconds.
Like the Fat Man gun, but it shoots really fast.
Are you talking about this weapon? Because okay, yeah. So this weapon, yeah, this thing's. I mean, it fires pretty quickly. All you have to do is just press fire, and you can lob the fireballs. Pretty good for taking down a lot of enemies and staggering them. Fat Men, I have actually ignored the variant of this because this is a Creation Club one. But yes, Fat Men, obviously, the pros to them, they deal a freaking massive ton of damage. The downside, never use it in close quarters. Matter of fact, never use it in a building. Because you'll kill yourself. I'm not even joking, you will kill yourself. In addition to that, where is it? There it is. You've also got missile launchers, same thing as Fat Men, not nearly as much damage as a Fat Man. Still, I do not recommend using it within close quarters of yourself. It will hurt. Now obviously there's the 10mm pistol, widely accessible, heavily useful, 10mm bullets. It's a good gun, especially in early game. Ironically, actually, this is the gun that belongs to that.
Man Minigan, I want to play a mod on the PlayStation. They have mods on PlayStation that just added a Fat Man Minigun.
Oh yeah, no. There's also a mod that me personally, I absolutely love. It's called the Wacky mod, and what it lets you do basically is you can build your own gun. And what that means is it takes all the different types of guns from in-game and makes it to where each piece of the gun you can customize to your own way, including what type of ammunition it fires. There's even a mod that lets you rework legendary weapons so that you can say you get a legendary weapon, you don't like the legendary skill it has, you can pick whatever one you want. Now yes, they do cost scrap components, but no, that is not the actual name for this gun, but this is the gun that the guy who killed your wife uses. Take off the paint job. Take off the paint job and change the name to its original name. This is actually one of my actually a gun I really do like. It's a 6-shot revolver. Granted, it may not look like much, but it actually packs a punch, and even better wise, as you can see from the bullet indents, it also has the legendary perk which refills your action points on critical hits. So say you're running like the perception, intelligence, agility build, or perception, agility, luck, I mean, then yeah, you kind of get my point there.
The speech, that's why I say stuff of weird.
Oh no, you're fine. You are more than fine. I promise you, buddy. I am not bitching in the slightest. You are more than fine.
Spins.
But this is going to show you how to.
So it starts with R.
Do this. And you don't have to do this exactly as I do. But this is how you find the railroad.
What are you doing exactly?
Oh, this. And welcome to the railroad.
There. You went through a lot of effort to arrange this meeting. But before we go any further, answer my questions. Who the hell are you?
Why don't you tell me who you are first?
In a world full of suspicion, treachery, and hunters, we're the synth's only friends. We're the railroad. So answer
It's
my
crazy
question.
I can just walk around with the shotgun into anywhere and no one cares. Nothing like Skyrim at all.
Yeah, that's also because in Skyrim, they're more worried about you killing innocent people versus settlements and places of the sort do not really care unless you actually open fire on somebody. Or stab them.
I followed the Freedom Trail looking for the railroad. I'm not your enemy.
If that's true, you have nothing to fear. Who told you how to contact us?
I don't want to get anyone into trouble.
We'll find out, one way or another. I'm Desdemona, and I'm the leader of the railroad. And you are? Deacon, where have you been?
You're having a party. What gives with my invitation?
I need intel. Who is this?
Wow. Newsflash, boss. This guy is kind of a big deal out there.
Fallout 4, but you have Skyrim weapons.
Oh yeah, that's an absolute mod on PlayStation. I'm like 90% sure. And even if there's not, I know there's a Creation Club pack that gives you a Nord helmet and a steel sword from Skyrim. Plus, on top of that, I believe